Good morning, everybody. Hope you're all healthy and safe at home. We'll continue with our section 17.7 on trigonometric and hyperbolic functions. So, in the last lecture, we had discussed about the trigonometric function, and to this lecture and today we'll be discussing about hyperbolic functions. So, similar to the trigonometric functions, their definition is same as in case of real. Okay, so here, for any complex number z is equal to x plus iy, we have sine hz is equal to e raised to z minus e raised to minus z by 2, and cos hz is equal to e raised to z plus e raised to minus z whole divided by 2. And correspondingly, with the help of sine and cos, we can form all other trigonometric functions like tan, cot, sec and cosec. All can be defined in terms of sine hz and cos hz. And also their derivatives and the identities are pretty much same as we had stated in case of trigonometric functions, and we have also seen that they are the same. So similarly we can see that in case of hyperbolic functions also the derivatives are same as in case of reals. So we are familiar with the real hyperbolic functions, so the same results hold in case of complex hyperbolic functions also. So next we will move on to some properties. This is that since hyperbolic sine and hyperbolic cosine, they are depending upon the exponential function, and the exponential functions are entire functions, so they will also be entire. But just like we had stated in trigonometric functions, for cot and cosec and for tan and sec, the values depend on, they are analytic at all points except where cos z is 0 and sin z is 0, okay, depending upon the functions. So that is same except the points there, but in all other points those functions are also analytic. Now there is one important interesting thing that we can see, that is in complex case the sin z and sin hz can be just obtained, or they can be just seen. There is only a change in z and iz. Okay, if you just see the expression sin hz is e raised to z minus e raised to minus z by 2. So here if I put z instead of z, if I have iz, we'll get e raised to iz minus e raised to minus iz, right? And there is a change in I. So there is slight change only in terms of sin hz and cos hz. So they are and sin z. So they are practically, if you replace z by iz in the expression and we compare the results, we can easily see that sin hiz is I sin z. Okay, so you guys can just verify it and see using the exponential definition pretty much. So sin hiz is equal to I sin z and cos hiz is equal to cos z. So just try out these examples, try out these equation, okay, whether they are true or not. And similarly, with the help of by using the exponential definition, we can easily see that sin z is nothing but minus I sin hiz, and sin hz is minus I sin iz. Okay, so keep these formulas in mind. Sin hz, that is the hyperbolic sign, is nothing but minus I sin iz, and cos z is equal to cos hiz, and cos hz is equal to cos iz. Okay, I just want you guys to just verify it instead of memorizing all these. It's better that you just verify all these expressions and it will be in your mind clearly. Okay, now if you note these two expressions, that is sin hz is equal to minus I sin iz and cos hz is equal to cos iz. So if you are talking about the zeros of the function, okay, keep these expressions in mind. So if you have talking about the zeros of sin hz and cos hz, okay, we can see that minus I sin iz. So when is sin z 0? Sin z is 0 when z is equal to n pi. Okay, so here we'll have one more sign, that is I is also there. So similarly in case of cos also, cos z is 0 when z is equal to 2n plus 1 by 2n plus 1 into pi by 2, right? But there is an I variable over here and here also. So depending on those, we can easily say that the zeros of hyperbolic functions will be purely imaginary. Okay, that is the zeros of sin hz and cos hz is z is equal to n pi I and z is equal to 2n plus 1 pi by 2 I. Okay. Now, as we had seen in trigonometric function, we can also find out an expression of sin hz and cos hz as or it can be expressed in the form of u plus iv. So that is sin hx cos y plus I cos hx sin y, and cos hx cos y plus I sin hx sin y. You can just verify it again by using the expression that sin hz is nothing but minus I sin iz, and we know the expression of sin z, right? So you guys can just check it out. It is pretty much similar to that of trigonometric functions. So just keep in mind that the zeros of sin hz and cos hz are purely imaginary, and sin hz is 0 when z is equal to n pi I, and cos hz is 0 when z is equal to 2n plus 1 pi by 2i, for n is equal to 0 plus or minus 1 plus or minus 2, etc. So that's it about hyperbolic functions. Thank you. Stay home and stay safe.